All right, welcome to Funniest Thing with Darrell and Ed, where each week we share stories about how stepping out boldly always leads to better than expected outcomes.
Yes, we do. I'm Darrell Fusaro.
And I'm Eddie Biagiotti.
Yes, and the reason we said our last names is because we're Italians.
Yes.
But we don't want to let you jump to any conclusions
That's
that
right.
we actually know how to eat one of these cakes properly.
That's right.
And you've probably seen these cakes out at Trader Joe's or your local grocery store during the holidays.
Or maybe on the shelf of your grandmother's house, or...
Oh, yes. And you may have shied away from it like Ed and I have over the years.
In fact, they're getting a lot of bad press lately. There was a huge article on the Huffington Post saying how terrible they are. Actually, when I bought one in Trader Joe's recently, an Italian from Brooklyn, a woman came up to me and said, "We don't eat that crap. What are you talking about?"
And what we're talking about is the Panettone Christmas cake.
Yes.
That's an Italian treat.
That's right.
But we used to think the same thing. I don't eat that.
And we thought it was like a paperweight.
Or like an American, or the Italian version of the American fruitcake.
Right,
Which
exactly.
no one eats.
Precisely.
You just keep giving. Especially when you unveil it and it comes out of a box and it's wrapped in plastic similar to American fruitcake. Well, here at Funniest Thing,
That's right.
we are going to teach you how to eat a panettone cake that was taught to us last
Yes.
year from the people at Italy.
Yes.
And these are Italians. You know, Italians from Italy, not
That's
like
right.
Italians like Darrell and Ed from
That's
America.
right. That's right.
And all you need to do to enjoy a panettone cake, from what we
Yes.
learned, is a glass,
That's right.
a spoon,
Yes.
whole milk,
Right.
and what else, Ed?
And of course, panettone cake.
That's right. But we should issue a warning statement.
Yes.
Eating this cake this way, you may be tempted to eat the entire cake in one sitting. It's that good.
Yes, and we say go for it if you feel so compelled, because life is meant to be joyful.
So what you do is when you unwrap your cake out of the box, you take it out of the box, you
Right.
unveil it from the plastic,
Yes.
and then what you're going to do is you're going to tear off, not cut off.
We have pre-torn ours.
That's right, like a professional
They
cooking
must
show.
be ripped, not cut.
And what happened to me is a perfect example of that Herbert Spencer quote, which is, "Nothing keeps man in everlasting ignorance like contempt prior to investigation."
Yes.
And I was with the Italians from Italy last year in New York City,
Right.
and they pulled out one of these cakes, and I went, "Oh, they're going to eat that?"
Right.
But then I watched them as they tore it up. They put it in a glass. And they go, "Oh,
my
these
gosh, it
cakes are
smells
delicious.
good."
You don't eat these cakes?" And they were like talking about how they buy 5 and 6 and they stock up.
Right.
And I'm going, "No way, this can't be good." So what they did was they put it in the glass, just like that. They poured whole milk. Just
Tell me
fill
when
it.
to stop.
Don't be afraid. There you go.
All right.
And then they took their spoon, soaked up that milk,
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
and this is where we take the taste. I think Ed has a saying here for this part of the show. You learned in Italy?
Oh, we learned it from Google.
Yes.
Buon Natale.
Right there.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
Oh,
Remember, Darrell and Ed love you.
yes.